amputees because I feel like that's the thing that freaks people out.
Yeah. You know, people will have like sex fetishes or like nubs. You know, they want like, of course, women to sit on them or whatever for a guy, but like a guy wanting to rub his dick on a girl's nub. That is the grossest sex fetish I've ever heard of.
Unbelievable. No, just kidding.
There's something kind of heartwarming about that no matter who you are, there is somebody out there who wants to fuck you. There's something kind of nice. The problem is, if you're a kid, there is somebody out there who wants to fuck you. That's a bad thing.
Everybody has a thing, and the thing to prove it is you go to one of these porn sites that has like a zillion categories, and you get to like all the way down on the list to weird, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. Okay. The only reason like all those videos exist in weird is because there's somebody jerking off to it.
And you know what? By the time you've gotten to weird, you think you've already hit weird about 20 times before then.
Yeah.
You know?
When you get down to that point in the website is when the girls start having pigtails and then they start looking short and small. And that's when I scroll back. Whoa! Not gonna get me!
We're gonna talk about weird porn. The weirdest porn I've ever seen was a guy getting blown off through a hole in a pizza.
That's not that bad.
And no, I think it was awesome. It was in the weird category, and I'm like, no way, man! I love pizza.
Even if that wasn't real, though, you could tell me anything is popular in Japan, and I believe you.
Little girls' panties and fucking vending
Vending
machines.
machines.
That's legit.
That's crazy shit.
It's gotten to the point where anytime I see any kind of interracial relationship, the woman's Asian, I assume the guy's a freak. Like it's not just two people who happen to meet, and the guy happens to be this, and the girl happens to be Asian. No, I assume this is like a fetish fulfillment kind of thing. Like there's, I don't know. I used to have the thing like when, like I have a girlfriend now, but when I was single, and I'm from Canada, there's a lot of Asian people in Canada, right?
Yeah.
So like, I just meet a girl, I'm like, oh, she's an interesting girl, I want to talk to her, and then I kind of feel myself like, hey, how's it going? You want to go out sometime? Not because I'm a weirdo. Not like this isn't like a fetish thing. I don't, and like I just talked myself right out of it as soon as I thought I had a chance, but it was like I can't talk to Asian girls because they think that I'm trying to recreate something I saw on a website.
Here's what I want to know. How do you get an Indian girl to disown her family?
It's because everybody knows Indian parents are really good at shielding their daughters from black dudes.
They don't want them. They don't want
It's crazy. They don't want anybody else, right? Like they're just kind of like that.
That's the fucking holy grail right there.
Indian women are so pretty. Yeah,
they're beautiful.
It's true.
I never really dated
everybody wants to kill
I always
her.
wanted to be Jasmine when we were playing Disney
It's
Princess.
not just, oh, she's a girl we're saying. You grew up in a community, right? So like everyone's parents know each other. It's like a fishbowl kind of thing. I'm like, I never wanted to date a girl and have our parents like be friends and like be rooting it on, you know?
Yes.
Something kind of weird, you know? Every time I'd be at a party, like my parents' friends would come around, they're like, so how are your studies? How's your job? How's this? And he's kind of being like,
ovulation cycle?
right.
You've got that on our
like they ask all these questions of me, like how are things going? And I know in the back of their mind, like the next thing is, well, keep it up, and they get to fuck my daughter. I never wanted the words.
No, what I mean is he got her to disown her family, which is a big deal. But she was ghetto as shit. I was like, she just
A
did
ghetto
action.
Indian girl?
But she evidently she leaned more towards. She's from New York. She leaned more towards like hip hop culture. But she was like, fucking tired.
A lot of Indian brown people all would prefer to be black if they could. That's like a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some say heroin never left.
Some say heroin never.
For some people,
Heroin never says die.
I came up before there were like age restrictions on toys, and you're like, oh, these things can cause a choking hazard. Like before, can you imagine a time before people were giving two shits about choking hazards on McDonald's toys? Yeah, that's when I came up, and I don't know if you remember, it would be like a plastic grid thing, and you had to twist and twist and twist until each piece popped out.
That's right.
And
so
then
it would
you
be
had to
easy
assemble
to
it.
consume.
Right.
Well,
I remember that.
I started to realize things like when I was a kid, we never had any warnings about choking hazards or anything like that, which means my generation was the one that they learned that these things are choking hazards. Like there's somebody else who, like my contemporary, who never grew up.
You know what I'm
he
talking
sacrificed to the greater cause. He
It's
convinced
true.
he let the world know that Grimace statue had some small parts. So I think this is the winner right here. The next Happy Meal toy, yeast.
Yes!
Just a nice little sample of yeast.
Yeah. No choking hazard there.
That is the grossest word of all time.
Yeast.
Moist is my vote.
Or moisty.
Yeah, moist.
Moist yeast.
Here's your moist yeast, complete with your happy.
But it makes.
You guys know what thrush is? How a guy can get a yeast infection in his throat
I remember hearing the
eating
name.
a nasty bitch. Do you guys know
Well,
anyone
listen,
that's ever had thrush?
if you eating a nasty bitch and you catch that, you got what you deserve.
Yes.
Because I feel like if she's that bad, there are other signs that you were just like, fine, I'm going in, and then you just
If you say,
ignore
fuck it, it smells like McDonald's, but I'm gonna eat it anyway, it might lead to reevaluate. It's, you know, if I hang out with too many of us, we bleed at the same time.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like too much estrogen. Mm-mm.
Well, that
Crazy.
also, well, that's my theory. With women getting the same, and they all synchronize. What's the purpose of that, in your opinion?
Like what kind of like?
It's child rearing purposes, evolutionarily speaking. So if all of us are on the same cycle, if somebody needs to go out and go like get food, we can breastfeed the kids in this tribe while you're gone,
Never heard that.
kind of deal.
I thought it was
Mhm.
a man that might have a house full of women, and he's like, look, all of y'all get the fuck out.
Also,
6 days.
repression is a slippery slope that leads to Virginia Tech massacre.
Probably accurate and true.
Daddy issues is a slippery slope that leads to dead babies is the winner.
Hey yo.
Ooh,
He knows a winner when he has
that's
I
one.
real
do.
shit.
He knows a winner when he has
I
one.
do.
I can't say that's a lot of how America was formed. But in 1,000 years, when paper money is a distant memory, how will we pay for goods and services? Scrubbing under the folds. There's an obesity problem.
That's an obesity problem.
You know what? This is a warning, everybody. Let's pick this card as a warning. Let's all hit our New Year's resolutions.
Everyone wash under your boobs.
Exactly. Let's do
Everyone
it.
wash under your boobs.
Who won? Scrubbing under the folds.
That's me.
There you go.
There we go.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
For the public service you just provided.
I tried.
In Michael Jackson's final moments, he thought about that thing that electrocutes your abs. He thought about heartwarming orphans, and he thought about swooping. What is swooping?
I don't know. I
It
just
sounds
had
like
it.
some weird sexual thing.
I thought it was like the movie did.
The moonwalk?
No,
It's
no.
famous for many other moves. I don't know about swooping.
I'm sure.
Heartwarming orphans. There you go.
That was again. You made a request and I delivered.
I need Google to teach me what swooping is.
I don't know what that means.
I expected the Indian guy to come through for us on that one,
What, to know what swooping
but
is?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a Bollywood move, guys.
Damn.
Yo, I used to watch Bollywood movies, man, like crazy. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I knew if I sat there long enough, they would start dancing.
They would start singing and dancing. Exactly. No matter what, no matter how
Yes.
serious it
It
is.
doesn't matter fucking, whatchamacallit, Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah, at the end.
At the end, they got it in, man, and
Yeah.
I'm like, that is, it's pretty cool. I like it.
Swooping.
Swooping.
Surreptitiously checking Urban Dictionary during a game of Cards Against Humanity because you have no idea what the card you just drew means.
Ah,
Got us, those bastards.
That's the most.
that's a card about itself.
Yeah.
That's a card about
Wow.
itself.
Wow, these guys are smart, man.
But Michael Jackson would have.
Well, what's amazing too, yeah, that's a plan because you check that out on Urban Dictionary, I guess.
I just Googled it.
Okay.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Like swooping. Let's check out Urban Dictionary, and it's like looking
What
at
you're
swooping
doing
on Urban Dictionary.
right now.
Nice.
Okay. And the Academy Award for racially biased SAT questions goes to Ronald Reagan.
That's a good one.
That is a
I
great
almost don't care
card.
what the rest of the answers are. Shit.
Yeah. That one should win by default. Reagan.
Clearly.
Nice.
Clearly. Way to go.
Ronald
Way
Crack
to
in the
Congrats.
Black-
Audience.
Way to go.
Ronald Crack in the Black Community Reagan. I do not recall. Recall what, Ronald? Put crack in the hood and vomit? There's no poppy fields in Harlem, Ronald.
Maybe it's balls. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's eugenics. What's eugenics again?
That's what
like genetically engineering and breeding people and stuff. Like the Nazis are trying to do to you.
Oh yeah, then that.
It's like what they do in the
that
South
one.
when two big black people get together to an SEC quarterback.
Yeah. That's how China made
Bonnie's
Yao Ming.
virginity.
Yeah, both of Yao Ming's parents were Olympians.
Really?
And the government forced them to marry.
You, fucker, you,
Yeah.
and the ha, and the Yao Ming, ha.
7'6" Chinese guy. You think that happens in nature? No.
No.
He's not gonna live very long.
No, his feet are already done.
He's gonna die.
Really?
Yeah, that's why he retired early because people that are 7'6", like their feet fall apart pretty fast. You know.
He's gonna die like a Great Dane.
No.
Shit.